Abel, where are you from originally?
I was born in Nicaragua, man. Outside the states.
Wow. And when did you move over to the States?
I was young, dude. I was like 7, man. America's
Really?
home. I'm fucking American,
America's
brother.
home.
Hell
For
yeah.
sure. For sure, dude.
America.
Wow. So do you have any memories from Nicaragua?
Nah, bro.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. It's like,
just
I don't
one of
know.
those things.
young.
I don't know, bro. Can you guys remember when you guys were like children?
I think I have childhood memories, but I don't know exactly what age I was when I perceived these things, if that makes sense.
If I had to think of a memory of when I was 7 years old, I'd think, well, I'm probably in the first grade around that time. I had this teacher, her name was Mrs. McNutt, right? Everyone would never tell her when you had a loose tooth, right? Because she's one of those teachers who'd grab it and pull it out. She would have the whole class, gather around. And the thing is, it wouldn't ever be the person telling that they had a loose tooth. There would be a snitch. Someone would snitch and be like, Miss McNutt, Nicholas got a loose tooth. Her eyes turn real big and red. She's like, you get over here right now. Gets her freaking tool or her fingers for that matter.
God,
and takes it out. And
Bruh, she must have been working for the tooth fairy or something.
Dude.
I mean,
That's
she had debt to pay.
yeah, just straight up.
7-year-old trauma.
Daddy, that's living with you. That's deep.
She had an
inside.
endless amount of quarters. That's what it was.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay. So you moved to America from Nicaragua at 7 years old,
Yeah,
and
man.
then you live your life where in
Like,
South Florida?
No, man, like DC area.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. I was like the only Spanish dude in a black neighborhood, bro. It was crazy. Like, it was a crazy atmosphere growing up, man.
Do you think being the only Spanish person in the black neighborhood is better or worse than being the only white guy in a black neighborhood?
That's the same, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
no, because that's generalizing. It's the generalizing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pending on the person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think the skin color would matter too much as the personality.
You know what? That's true because honestly, if you're the type of person where you can get along with anybody, it doesn't matter what you know.
I wasn't.
What color
Now I am, but
and what did that lead you into a lot of trouble or fights or something?
bro, I didn't know English. Like these dudes were like, get out my seat, and I was like, what?
You're like, yes.
yeah, man, it was pretty bad. But
wow, so you got in a lot of fights growing up, or even just conflict.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But so
Crazy how one thing leads to another, you know.
Yeah, and so did those kind of experience harden you as a child? Did you have a lot of friends, other than outside of your neighborhood, or?
I think as an adult, I realized it hardened me, but not as a child. As a child, I was like playing emo, like why me? You know what I mean? Like, but I think as a man, I realized like that shit. You know, it's like just keep going, man.
Right.
Yeah.
As you're a kid, you're going through it, but now in your adulthood, you look back and you're like, wow, I wouldn't be this man without those experiences. Right.
Like, not that it's cool, but it's cool. Like, you know, just like pushed in a way, and it's nice.
Dude, that's so crazy that you bring that up because I feel like there's this pattern going on, and especially in like, I'm about to start subbing yoga classes in my new town because I was teaching in Florida, but now I want to get back into teaching in Ohio. And the thing I'm going to talk about is in everything, have no preference. Don't look at it as good or bad, but just look at it as neutral because you don't know what's going to come out of that good or bad thing. There's this group chat that Ryan put me in. It's this Soldiers of Light group chat on Telegram or something. And they talk about this story about this Chinese farmer, and the Chinese farmer's horse runs away. And then once everyone finds out the horse runs away, they're like, oh, that's such bad luck. And he's like, maybe. The next day, the horse shows up with 7 wild horses. They're like, oh, wow, that's really good luck. And then he's like, maybe. Then his son tries to tame one of the horses, and he gets thrown off and breaks his leg. And he's like, that's bad. Maybe. Then the last part of the whole story is these officers come to the house, and they're walking around the neighborhood, and they're like getting people to be forced in the military, and they reject his son because of his broken leg. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you never know in the moment what that experience is going to build you up towards.
Wow, dude, that story really ran me for a loop. Like, I was like, what the fuck point is he trying to make here? But now 100% I see the correlation between the two. So that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that.
That's cool. You're a teacher, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
rock on.
teaching since November. So
man.
yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Do you dabble in yoga, Abel?
Oh yeah, dabble, dog.
Yeah.
I'm stretchy, dog.
You gotta be in your profession, right?
Yeah,
Yoga is one of those things that athletes, no one talks about. Like, but I feel like a majority of the athletes do it. Like, in that Michael Jordan Last Dance documentary, Phil Jackson, if that's what the coach's name was, but they did yoga in their practices, like Michael Jordan and his teammates. So it's everywhere.
Well, it's mindful too, man. Like we meditate after we started trying to meditate after our first morning session of boxing. Because like yoga, it also takes you there. You're like chilling. You have to be in your own thoughts.
Yep.
Facts.
Correct.
So nice,
absolutely.
I work, dog.
Yeah,
Nice.
I work at a float center where it's basically, you get into a tank, no sight, sound, taste, or smell, and you float in zero gravity for up to an hour. And recently, I mean, it's always been a thing, but like professional athletes, UFC fighters, Steph Curry. I mean, all of these people are really getting into it. And now you have not even like non-professional athletes getting in there with their teams. They'll bring the whole fucking team in, and they're all sitting in the lobby. They're manifesting together. So yeah, I love to see like sports kind of going from, the stereotype of just meatheads, brutes, just doing their thing. But no, these are actual like insightful, sensitive, deep people who also just so happen to be very, very athletically inclined, And I think that only makes not only the athletes better, but the sports better. They're evolving. So you go from now you're growing up and you're in the DC area. You're going to high school. Did anything happen in high school that you remember that could have chiseled you into the person you are today?
Yeah, pretty fucking random. I'm random, dog. And I guess in high school I learned to just like, not that there's no consequences, but you just gotta do you, dog.
Yeah.
Like be true. Like like if you like left, you go left. You don't think about right. You feel me? And so in high school I think I learned that because like I was like fucking up, just doing what I want. But it taught me to do what I want.
Yeah.
So like I joined the Marine Corps in high school. Like 17 years old, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this. And I was about that life. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And how did they recruit you? Were they in the lunchroom and you were getting your Bosco sticks and then they intrigued you and you went over? Or
nah,
did you
bro.
get
They lived like
sent you a letter?
They were like across the street. So I like across where I lived, there was a recruitment office.
Oh wow.
And like I used to like going on walks, and I was always like, what the fuck is that, man? So I just went in one day, and it was like the first office was the U.S. Marine office. I'm like, yo, dog, what are you? And then he's like, I'm a Marine. And I was like, I'm sold,
Yeah. That's awesome.
So I was like 16 or something. And I was like, I want to fucking do it, bro. I left when I was 17. I joined boot camp when I was 17.
Wow.
Graduated high school and left, bro. I booked it.
Yeah,
bro.
And go ahead.
I was about that life, man. But
dude, that's
awesome that you knew that at such like a young age, because it seems like at that age kids are trying to navigate like, who am I, what do I want to do, and for you to at that age know in your heart like, this is what I want to do, and not even feel like it's just like a last resort kind of thing. Like, no, it's like across the street from where you live. It's like the world's just always like showing us signs like, this is what I meant to do. You know what I mean?
Well, like I felt also just patriotic duty, dog. I wasn't born here, so I feel like this is doing my part. Like, our family's way better off here than they ever would in Nicaragua. So it's like thanks, America. Here's my service.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, cool, man. It was cool.
When did you learn English?
Like 2 years, man. It didn't take me. Well,
oh wow, okay, nice.
Like, I don't know. There's not a point where you're like, oh, I know English.
You're forever learning.
You're just like, oh God, I'm speaking English.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so you go off to be a Marine with the United States Marine Corps, and what happens there? You said you booked it. Where exactly did you book it to?
Well, the Marine Corps, that's a whole different story, brother. That's a lot. It's a lot to unpack there. But just I went to California for training. That was beautiful.
Gotcha.
A lot of fun. I was like 19 years old with money in California. Like, you know what I'm
saying? Where in California?
I was in San Diego, Oceanside.
Nice.
Yeah, imagine that you're like 19 with money and like illegal past everything because you got a military ID. Like that's respected. You know what I'm saying? So you just go out balls to the wall, dude. 19 was crazy.
Yeah. And what year was that?
2014, I think.
2014.
15, 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah, and so you said there's a lot to unpack with the Marines and such. I think that does play into a little bit of the present. So if you want to just dive into a little bit, because I remember looking through your social medias trying to find out where I was going to take this interview, and there was a post that came up. Can I pull it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
There was a post that came up that said,
"Oh, that's cool."
You said, "I was fat, drank too much, didn't care about my hygiene, and I was dead broke living in my homie's house. I keep this was getting out of the military was hard for me. And then I keep pics like this around to remind myself it can happen anytime. If you don't watch yourself and work hard, you will hit the bottom. At the same time, anything is possible. I never imagined myself in the position I am today. This is another beautiful beginning for me. I will share a piece of my journey and hope it can shine a light."
Okay.
And dude, that I read that and I was like, wow. I mean, yeah, the picture is one thing because that, that's one thing.
Boom! What's cracking? What's cracking?
Hey,
Let him know. Let him know. Let him know.
Oh, but so what exactly went down, and that led you into that headspace, when you were away?
Okay, I'm gonna get down, Brody. Getting out the military, I almost felt a little bit of like guilt just for being alive. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? There's my brothers that aren't here with me that had children, and here I am fucking off. So for me that was like a heavy burden. But also just getting out, you lose purpose. One day you matter, and the next day you realize you're just a number. Like you feel me? Like you live with your best friends, by the way. You make lifelong friends. These are friends you train with, you sleep with them, you know them more than anyone in this world. Like they're your best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like we live in dorms together, everything's together, right? And then you just leave. I mean, like 5 years of your life, like this is all gone, And then, well, man, like, I want to make it on my own. So I didn't go back to my mother's house, but I was like, bro, like,
Yeah, for sure.
So I gambled all the little money, and then this whole crazy thing happened with me, and I went through this court case getting out of the military, and it was just crazy, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I got court-martialed. I was found not guilty, but like I'm telling you, there's a lot here, and like it just took a toll on me, brother. Like,
I believe it.
Getting out of the military, I was tired, man,
Mm-hmm.
and I just started drinking, and just once I started drinking, I just didn't care about anything.
Right.
Shout out to my homie Jay, who, let me stay on his couch gracefully because I was out of money.
Shout out Jay. Shout out Jay,
man.
So along this journey, you're saying you're going down this downhill spiral. What was the moment, if you can remember, or was there a moment that a switch flipped? Because sometimes we have these thoughts like, oh, I need to be better. Oh, I should be better. And we know what we had to do. But what was the moment where you could feel it inside of you that you were like, I need to make this change. I'm going to start taking action towards this change.
I got a DUI, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't it. I realized why I got the DUI, and I realized I was suicidal. So I was like, oh, fuck, like what I do matters.
Yeah, right.
And then I reached out for help, and not a lot of people helped, man. And I was like, I got to get my life together, brother. Jay had an amazing talk with me that kind of got me a bit dabbling into the spiritual world. And that just sparked something in me.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what's up, bro?
What's up, dude? I'm on a podcast.
Hell yeah.
So it feels a lot like, I mean, I say this often. It's like how, you can only be sick and tired of being sick and tired for so long, and then you have one of two options: to pick yourself up off the ground, or unfortunately continue down that road that we all know how it ends. So, I mean, I'm so glad that you were able to pull yourself out of that space, and you look phenomenal now. And I want to talk about your fitness journey. And so you were at one point when you were in the military, you were 120 pounds. And then obviously that photo that we just had up, that wasn't 120 pounds. How big were you when at at your biggest?
That picture was taken the night I got the DUI.
Really?
And that's why it's so memorable. See, this whole thing crazy, right? I told you,
Full circle.
piece of my journey, dog. So they weighed me in at like 220, but then I still got a bit fatter because I didn't stop. It was when I realized why I got the DUI. That was like, but the DUI didn't stop it. So I was like, whoa. I stopped weighing myself at 220, so plus 220 plus.
So how long was it after the DUI that you started going to the gym or running? What kind of physical activity did you start to do? And how long was it after that incident that you started to do it?
Actually, it took a while for the fitness to start because at first I was just getting my mind right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because you had touched on the spiritual aspect of it. So the spiritual aspect came into it before the fitness aspect came.
Spirit, most definitely.
Awesome.
Fitness was the last part.
Yeah.
Okay. Word.
So you fitness was the last part, but boxing wasn't the fitness. A portion of me just wishes that you got into boxing and that was the complete thing that turned it all around. But no, there was other things that happened first. You started probably getting your eating right and doing all this stuff, and eventually you found boxing.
Yeah, it started. I'm telling you. Well, I'll skip over the other part and go to how I started the fitness journey.
Yes.
I used to take shots of vinegar and salt because I had no discipline. So I was like, you want to be fat? You fuck. You're going to drink this every night. You're fat. And it did not taste good. So I would eat it.
What did it do though?
It focused me, dog, because I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to drink this shit. But I would every night. And so I was like, okay, I can't give up alcohol. Let me give up pork. So I gave up pork, and that led me to be able to stop drinking alcohol. And it led me to it was just this effect of like,
these small victories building up over time.
Strength. Once you get comfortable with mental strength, and at first it was the pork, then you had the mental strength to understand that you could do it with alcohol and other things. Mm-hmm. That's the exact path I'm on right now. And you kept going, and then what weight do you box at now?
So that all happened, and I got like normal size person, like you got some meat on me. I was like 190.
Right.
Then I got into boxing. And then boxing took me from like 190 to 135, which I weighed in last week.
Wow.
So if you look on my Instagram, you can see I put some before and after of boxing.
Mm-hmm. I'll pull those up because those
everyone
are
listening. If you want to lose 55 pounds, and how long since boxing to now exactly?
So when I got serious about it, dude, it really took me like 6 months. Like,
6 months, guys. 55 pounds, boxing, get into it. Wow,
yes, sir.
Dude. That's
yes,
awesome.
sir.
And you see the caption.
You can see in the traps, especially.
I'll read the caption. I am full of gratitude for the people around me. Some of you saw me at the bottom. If you want to know my story, I'll be happy to share. It's full of pain, turned to gratitude, hate into love, an immigrant kid with no future into the man that walks on 2 feet. And dude, I mean, that's fucking awesome, bro. And that was November of 2022.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think even since you met me, I was still losing.
Yeah. I mean, and that I met you at BW3s, and and you said, "This is it, man. This is all I need is protein and carbs, and this is it."
Yeah. My diet's like not that crazy, dude. I could have wings. I need some carrots with them.
Yeah.
Abel, walk me through your first time meeting Ryan. What did he look like? What did he say? Did he make you laugh? Did he tell you a story? Tell me about it.
Dude, it's crazy. I was in the middle of work, and like I see these 3 white dudes, and like I thought they all knew each other. I thought you were cool with the other guys.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, these guys go to FAU, which is a local college or something. Like, I'm not from here either. But when I realized that they're not from here either, we just had like this bond of like just chilling. Like now we all know each other. Like
all of us.
Like, you're not from here. I'm not from here. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, and then this guy Ryan. My first impression was he knows how to throw a punch.
He was by himself punching that bag in the bag, wasn't he?
No, that's not. He was hustling people. I don't know. We just put this out there. Ryan's a little hustler, dog.
I was too. So I would go to BW3s, and I'd be like, hey, dude, what do you say? We hit the bat. That punchy game, you put in $1, it goes down. You each get 2 shots at it. Well, I would be like, hey, let's play for a drink. And then, a drink would turn into let's play for, then other people would see us playing it. And I'd be like, they'd come over and I'd be like, hey, you guys want to play for $10? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. And then, dude, I would just beat 3 people in a row punching this thing so hard. And nobody else, I don't know. It's not that I'm bionic or anything. I don't even train. I think it's just my form and accuracy, but I hit this thing and people can't seem to get a higher score than me. And
his dad was a boxer. It's in his blood. That's the thing he doesn't tell you.
True. My dad was a boxer. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you always a boxer? If you ever dabble in boxing, is it always in you? Or because I just said my dad was a boxer, is he still considered a boxer even though he doesn't train?
That's an interesting question, man. That's a good question.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm sure that if your dad got into some kind of fight outside of, just wherever, that his muscle memory would kick in, and those defense mechanisms, he wouldn't even think about it. He would just react based on his previous knowledge or skill. Yeah, you have to work at it, and fine tune that over time to keep that. It's like anything, you know what I mean? It's like any skill. It's like if I play guitar for 3 months, right? Or if I play guitar for 3 months or 3 years or however long, and then I stop playing for however long, right? Then I'm going to lose that. You know what I mean?
Let's look at another example of Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't actively train, but that motherfucker's a boxer for life. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we were at the point of you had asked how we met, and that was that.
I want to answer. I think it's pending the person, because if he wants to be known as a boxer, he'll be a boxer. If I want to be known as a Marine, I'll be known as a Marine.
True.
Yeah, it's like because you could be known as a podcaster the rest of your life if you're proud of it. So
that's 100% true.
No, that's a great point, because if your dad was like, I am still a boxer, then he'd probably be good. But if he was like, it's been a long time, I'm kind of out of it, then he's telling himself in a sense that he's not. It's whatever you believe, whatever you tell yourself.
That's deep. That's deep. You guys are spot on with that. I think, it's really whatever you want to manifest in your life, and whatever. I mean, labels are so dumb because obviously you are more than one thing. I am more than one thing.
I am proud to be a boxer, so I'm gonna keep saying it.
Hell yeah, as you should, bro. As you should. And is the Delray Beach Boxing Club the first and only gym you've been to, or have you hopped around to other places?
New Jersey, while I was in the military.
Nice.
I went to a gym in New Jersey. Checkmate Boxing. Shout out to Checkmate Boxing.
Shout out.
And I was in the military, so it wasn't like I was taking it serious. I was just
There's
a sparring video out there somewhere I suck at. I'm like,
head down.
I did that for like a month, and then I stopped, and then came to Florida to a place called 9 Rounds.
Okay.
And then from there, that's what started my boxing journey at 9 Rounds, just a fitness gym, like a fitness boxing, kickboxing thing. But the coach there was so cool as fuck.
That's important.
And then I heard about Delray Beach Boxing Club having a fight night. I went. Then I started going there. But since then, I've been to a lot of different gyms since then, though, because we fight at other gyms, and as a person, I just go to other gyms.
Yeah, and how your first time, what was that step like going to the first, outside of the military? Because I feel like you said that was kind of part of, you weren't really taking it seriously, but when you go to Delray Beach Boxing Club, is there what is that called? Are you feeling some type of way about going in there? Are you intimidated at all, or?
Yeah, bro, I faked out. I called them for a free class and I didn't show up. I faked out twice.
Twice.
I have the flyers for a free class at the Delray Beach Boxing Club, dude. And I just haven't used them yet.
You just, pull up.
I'm going to pull up.
Yeah.
I'll pull up.
But yes. And then I just randomly, I was like, fuck it, bro. I'm a god. So I went. And mind you, I'm still chubby at this point. I'm not all the way fit. So I'm like, fuck it. I did a class. Thank God I met Chase, who was one of the coaches there. And he was a stoner guy. He's just like, what's up? And I was like, okay, I can fuck with this. So,
because it wasn't just a meathead who you felt welcomed. You know what I mean? It wasn't just people. Yeah, I can see that. And I think that's just all you need really is just to feel welcome in a place. And then once you're comfortable, I mean, it's just like anything, you get there and you're quote unquote a regular, or you know people's name. You hey, how you doing? So and so, that you call them by their first name. And once you break through that barrier, dude, with anything, I feel like then you're really getting the experience of it, because if you go to a place one time, you don't know anybody's name, and you're like, I had a couple awkward experiences there, but you never return and never give yourself the opportunity to be like, hey, James, I saw you last time. How are you? You know what I mean? That's what the experience is really about. The first time you do anything is always intimidating or kind of just, iffy because it's your first time.
And it's also interesting how we have these like pre-beliefs about things before we go into stuff. Like if you had thoughts, oh, these guys are going to be big, juicy, and assholes, but then they're quickly disapproved right away when you walk in. The first guy like pretty much is like, oh my God, what's going on? Like stoner guy, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, oh, I fit right in, hell yeah,
Yeah.
So I just don't want to skip over when you got to South Florida. So you were stationed in Jersey.
Yeah, the timeline's weird, huh? I got stationed in Jersey. I got stationed in Georgia, Macon, Georgia, country. Went to like Trenton, New Jersey. Always be in Philly. Shout out to the Eagles.
Yeah,
shout out Eagles.
Yeah, I really think they have the potential to win, but we can talk about that in a moment.
Yeah.
Fly Eagles, fly.
More than potential, but so from then Georgia, left Jersey. I did this crazy ass trip around the U.S. in my car.
Nice.
Traveling, bro. Just 2 months. So deciding where I want to live. Macon, Georgia, again with the homie. Atlanta. And then Atlanta, I had this crazy ass spiritual journey. Came to Florida randomly.
Really? Just randomly, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm going.
So you take this trip, and you're like, oh, I want to figure out where I want to live, and then you're done with the trip, and you're just like, happen to be in Florida.
No. I did the trip, and then I ran out of money, so I went to live with the homie.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I gambled it all on this one thing that didn't work, but whatever.
Was it Philly? Were you gambling on Philly? Like I'm about to do?
No, you're gonna win. You always win that bet. You always bet on the Eagles.
The thing with the Eagles is when they're good, they're really good. Like they're just they go a long time without being good, but when they're good, they're really like that. So
see? They live to their name, bro. They're like a Philly dude.
Yeah. When they're on, they're on. Abel, where's the rest of your family at right now?
My mom's in Virginia, but everybody else in Nicaragua.
Gotcha.
So
Oh wow.
I got my mom, my dad, and my sisters in Virginia.
Nice. That's good. And when's the last time you saw your family in Nicaragua?
I don't like call it. I don't really go over there.
I feel you. I mean, I have family in the States that we just don't. Yeah, I mean, I wish we did, but
no, not for no reason. It's just
right.
Yep. People just live different lives. At the end of the day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Walk me through just kind of general about that trip that you took, that 2-month trip. I'm thinking about taking a trip like that, somewhat like that myself. And you said it was around 2 months. It's funny. My friend Blake was actually here, and he said that his friend was going on like a 2-month, road trip around the United States. So what was that like? Were you living just in your van or car? And then what was like the best and worst part about that trip for you?
At that point, I had residual income coming in, so it was nice. It was like
nice.
I had like 3 months of just residual, which I should have spent it doing other things, but whatever. I used it for the trip. It was like a golden moment in my life, so I took advantage. But
yeah, for sure.
I would not drive for more than 4 hours because I wanted to make it comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I didn't want it to be like, I want to enjoy. So I'd pick a random spot or call a random homie. Military, so we spread out, so like had like landmarks, people I've seen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And like national parks I wanted to go to and just chilling, bro. I didn't try to plan it out too much because it's like just 4 hours and wherever I'm at.
That's so sick. That's awesome.
And wherever the universe takes you.
Yeah.
Did you have any kind of like shady experiences or some really like good experiences? Like, did you meet some crazy people or did you have like sex on the road? Did you?
Oh, dude,
meet any
Texas
women?
was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. I like being cholas, dude. I like being them bad.
Yeah.
Just got out of jail, women. Like Texas was bad. They're good, but like yeah.
Bad in the best way.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Okay.
What does that say on the side of your hat? I'm just curious.
Oh, it's Nicaragua.
Oh, it says Nicaragua. Okay, cool. Nice. Hell
Nice.
yeah.
And getting kind of back into was that all questions you had for the trip, Nicholas?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
Gotcha. I wanted to get a little bit back into your training and whatnot for boxing and such. I mean, you just had a fight. What was it? A week or two ago?
Yep, two Saturdays ago. Like
2 Saturdays
Saturday.
ago.
Yes.
Coming up on 3 Saturdays.
Man, I'm telling you, since the fight, it's been pretty quick. I think 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And what is it like the build up to that fight? Now, are you walking? So what weight are you fighting at?
135.
135.
But it's because I keep losing weight, man. Like this journey has not stopped. Like my first fight was 145. Now I'm 135. Like I just keep coming down.
How tall are you?
Tall enough, bro. I'm just like, I'm like,
that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. 5'5".
5'5".
Okay, word.
Because
I was like, well, if he's 6 foot and he's like losing all this weight, I'm like, you might want to check that out. But you know, 5'5" that seems about right.
Yeah.
And
nice.
The build up to this fight. So obviously, there's not much of a weight cut. Like you're not really like straining yourself to make this weight because you're just gradually losing it. So that's pretty good. First off, what is it like training for the fight? You know, how far in advance did you book the fight to when you were going to fight it? Like 2 weeks, a month, 2 months?
So that's interesting because that time frame is getting shorter and shorter, and that's my goal. So
nice.
I would like to talk a little bit about what happens between every fight because I found the key to success with this.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, this fight was like 6 weeks. No.
Okay.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right now I was deciding whether my next fight should be February 18th. I decided no. So it'll be March 18th. So that gives me I'm reducing the number of weeks. Yeah.
Yep. Nice. That's great. And you said you wanted to touch a little bit on what happens in between fights and what exactly happens in between fights.
This is the key to success, homies. Like this is my golden egg, you know. I take it as knobs. So I put my life in different knobs. Okay. So boxing is turned up, work is turned up, and like social life is here, and maybe girlfriends here, whatever I wanted, like the knobs of my life, things that I like doing every day. You know, so every fight I twist the knobs to see which one I like best. And as long as I'm winning, then I'll just keep playing with it until I find the best mixture.
Yep.
Okay. So right now it's like, you know, like compound interest. You just keep getting better.
Dude, I literally wrote knobs and then I drew some knobs, but that's awesome. So it's as if like, you know what I mean? Like turning up the volume of what you would like to focus on or what's your intention for the time, you know what I mean? That's really cool. And, so you mentioned you were offered a fight on February 18th. And what is that like? Like, do you have 3 guys you're looking at who you could potentially fight? Or they're like, this is the guy who you could fight? Yes or no?
No, that's pros. Amateurs are like, there's a fight coming, so you just sign up for it.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
So like you could fight every like 10 days or something.
Holy smokes. Good.
Are there people like that? Are there people that are just like, you know, serial fighters and just like, they just can't get enough?
Serial. Yeah. Me, dog, catch me next year.
Oh, yeah? 10 days.
Hell yeah. Yeah, my goal is 15.
What do you think is really like on a professional standpoint? What do you think is optimal for success between fights, between times?
Professional?
Yeah, amateur or professional? I mean, really. I mean, how long should fighters wait until they fight again?
Depends if you get hurt. You know?
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah.
That makes sense because I guess if you just knock a guy out one punch, it's like, well, I can do this again in 10 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you think somebody could come in with little to no training and still be able to compete, or is it kind of just like training for 6 weeks for a fight? Like, does that put you way farther ahead than anybody off the street? Like, if you just answer that, and then I'll lead into the next one.
Okay. Well, during camp, I train 2 times a day, 5 days a week.
Shit.
So it's like it's a lot, and then on weekends as well. You know, and I'm my training is very intense. That's why I think I've been winning. You know,
Of course.
So if you take my 6 weeks compared to someone off the streets, nah,
Yeah,
brother, you
not a
better
chance.
hope you don't get me, because I do mental training. You know, like 2
Yeah.
weeks out, I'm in my bubble. 2 days before the fight, I turn off my phone. No one talks. Me and my roommate, we get in this bubble 2 weeks before the fight, and it's like we're try to limit the amount of people we see, because me personally, it's kind of, I have to have a switch of I'm going to hurt a human being. So for me, I have to have a week to be able to switch that.
Yeah, and during those 2 days, do you have a playlist? Are you listening to podcasts? Are you listening to church radio? Like what kind of stuff are you allowing yourself? What kind of stuff are you allowing in your bubble?
Calm music, usually music with no words.
Oh,
Or
nice.
I like Mr. JDP, Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peter.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I'm familiar.
I like to listen to lectures, but usually I like no music, just so I'm like replaying me hurting another human being in my head.
Have you ever watched like Andrew Tate before a fight? Like, does that get you riled up, like to be an alpha male and stuff?
Interesting. I just recently started looking at his videos, and I like it. I like
love
his
it,
message.
dude. Because it's like this. I don't give a fuck about any of the political stuff. I don't care about how it makes anybody else feel. All I know is after I get done watching his videos, I feel inspired. I feel ambitious, and I feel I feel very grateful for the opportunity I have right here. You know what I mean? To be a young man, to be in the position I am right now, and to be able to not only make a change in my life, but somebody else's. That's like, and who cares about all the other stuff involved with that? If your video makes me feel like that, you got a follow. All right? That's it.
You feel that way, Nick? If you like the message, do you care about the personal life?
Well, I guess it's just in context. Really, it depends. If I'm watching, it's whatever's in my reality, right? In my present reality, right? It's hard for me to say, because I guess it's all depends on the situational circumstance. I guess, for instance, take music, for example, right? There's hip hop and rap, and I'm not trying to generalize whatsoever. I'm sure, there's lots of good in rappers out there. Yes. You know what I mean? And I have a tremendous amount of respect for that genre of music and all the artists. But there's rappers and there's people out there that have probably done like terrible things, awful things that I cannot even comprehend what they've done. Yes. But yet I'm listening to their music. You know what I mean? At the same time, it's like, why would I don't care about anyone's business. You know what I mean? Whatever they got going on in their life, that's their business. It's none of mine. If I find a video like Andrew Tate's and it strikes me as positive in some way, first of all, he's going out of his way to put that good information out there for people. He's doing that for other people to be enlightened, to gain knowledge. So you have to have some sort of respect for that, in a sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great way to put it. Anything else on that, Abel?
No.
I wouldn't say I agree, but I kind of like, to me, it matters the person. However, I think that what we see online is not always what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
for sure.
No,
I'm weary about what they say about good people, because he might be a good man. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, I think he's a good man, so I value what he says. But if I didn't think he was a good man, I wouldn't value what he says.
Yeah, authenticity is a huge factor. It's are you being real or are you faking it? You can tell with some people. Sometimes it's hard to tell because people can sell shit. You know what I mean? They can sell themselves. So,
but
yeah. So, we were talking about the bubble you create and what you let in. You said very calming music. What are the nerves like? Wait. Does your roommate also box?
We have the same fights. We have the same.
Oh, great! Training. Is that Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Simon?
Yeah.
Nice. I was going to ask you about him, but that settles it. That's
The
incredible.
roommate.
Yeah, that's
structured life, brother.
Wow. Okay. The structured life, and dude, it not that you need somebody there for all of these things to happen, but just somebody to not only bounce ideas off, but maintain energy with, to uphold a standard and to keep each other in check. Not that is needed, but if there's a similar goal or way of thinking in mind, and to have like-minded people around you, especially when they're ambitious, hungry for success, and have your best interest, I mean, that's so valuable.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that was my last post. We did it, not me.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I saw that. Okay, so that's Jeffrey. And what are the nerves like before a fight? Are they a couple that week? Is it that day? Is it when or at all?
The day of was nerve wracking, but the day before, the 2 days before, you go through a whirlwind. Like, dude, I just started working a 9-to-5 job. I would never have in my entire life.
Really?
And I just started, and I realized it's not for me. I just quit. But
You did? You did?
I put my 2 weeks in, but I realized I could work part-time. Let me work part-time. It was this whole thing, but I was at this job and I was like, bro, I can't be here. I gotta go. Because like sometimes I'm overwhelmed with emotion of like, I don't want to say anger, but like I just want to like rage out, you know?
Yeah.
You think is it anxiety, you think? Or does it just depend on what it could be different, maybe?
Yeah, it feels like adrenaline pumping through my body. Like, and everything's quick. Like, everything's like, I grab a pen, like, whoo, you know, like, I keyboard, like, ah.
Right, and you're like working at an old folks' home, like giving them a sponge bath, and you're fucking grabbing them by the neck and shaking them. But what do you do when you want to rage out? Do you go put on 9 Inch Nails, or like what do you go? What is your activity? How do you release that energy when it is present?
If I want to let it go, because it feels good, but if I want to let it go, I'll just meditate. It's not that. Like, I'll do some yoga, or like I'll just chill.
Yeah,
I'll just sit in my room.
When you meditate, what does that process look like for you? Are you doing certain breathing exercises? Are you what kind of music? You said calm music, so kind of just walk me through that. How long do you meditate for?
No music, no time either.
Okay.
That's one thing that I get rid of a lot, especially if I'm trying to sleep. No time.
Okay.
Because if you're looking at time, then you're not in the present.
Good. So that's a great point, man. That's a great point.
I don't look at my clock. I don't look at my phone. And then I just chill for a sec. Like I said, the time's irrelevant, so I don't care how long I'm in there because that's the most important part of my day. You know what I mean? That's how I think about it.
For sure. Absolutely.
So like nothing else matters except for this. I could be taking my break at work, but I don't care if I'm late because this matters more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So time's irrelevant, right? And being in that mindset, I get to just chill for a sec. And out of nowhere, I'm just kind of like, oh, boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I almost look at it like a click, like when I'm like, because I'm like, I don't know, man. I just feel the energy. It's like coming and going. But I'm just chilling. I'm not worried about the time. I'm just chilling. So then
observing it, yeah.
Then it just strikes. And then I feel like a bit floaty. And then, when I'm done playing and I'm in a better mood, then I come back down and
for sure. Well, there is I can definitely relate to that where there's like a point in meditation and sometimes it takes longer than others, not longer than others, but longer than other times to meditate where like sometimes you could be in there for, I know we're not talking about time, but like a couple of minutes and you're in it and you feel it. And it's like you can feel that connection with your inner self and maybe even the universe. But sometimes you sit there and you feel jittery and you feel antsy and you're like, oh man, I want to move. I want to get, but then you just wait long enough and you feel it again,
Yeah.
That's incredible. And leading into the fight, you're nervous. You're probably doing a lot of meditating and whatnot to be able to expel that. So,
not really, because that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't want to. I'm telling
you,
if I did wanted to, this is how I would. But 9 out of 10 times I don't want to. It's a good feeling. I like to ride my emotions, though. Like,
that's important. Having the strength to be able to, have the emotional and the mental strength to just be present in all of that.
Bro, I feel like I have some cojones, bro. Like, like what's cracking, bro? Like, don't cut me in line, Brody. Other days it's like, go ahead,
And you're wearing headgear inside of the ring right now. Is that optional, or when does the headgear come off? Professional. And how much does? Okay, go ahead.
I don't want to be a pro, by the way. Just putting that out there.
Got you.
Or not? That's not my goal.
And how much does the headgear protect you? Is it like a massive difference than not having it?
The main thing that protects you from is headbutts, getting cuts when you clash heads. And then there's certain things that happen with the glove, like your glove will like I have like weird rashes in my body because of gloves hitting me.
Wow.
So like when you don't have headgear, there's gloves ripping at here and here.
Yeah.
So you think about it from that perspective, not so much like protection of like a hit. You look at it more protection of your literal. That's why headgear is open like this in competitive headgear like this.
Oh, I see.
because it's blocking this main thing.
Gotcha.
It's also covering your ears as well. It's protecting you from getting things like
Yes.
maybe cauliflower ear and such things like
And
that.
there's padding in the back, which is important.
And your goal is not to go professional, which is perfectly fine. But why is it that you say you don't want to go pro?
I am on a journey to the Olympics.
Nice, dude.
So-
For boxing?
Yes.
Wow, dude! I can't wait to interview you after that. That's gonna be
Wait, so
incredible.
what's the difference in
If you're if I think if you're pro, they might have changed this last Olympic, but if you're pro, you typically can't go
Wow.
to the Olympics. But regardless, it's just different paths. If you're training amateur fights, 3-minute, 3 rounds, pro fights are however many they say, 12 rounds, whatever. It's just a different path. You know,
Okay.
so like you have different trainings if you're a professional than versus if you're like an elite amateur or something.
I see.
You know,
And are
different
you?
types of training.
Do you come in contact with professionals at the Delray Beach Boxing Club?
Yeah, they have their hour. They have like from 12 to 3, the pros are there. And sometimes you get there around 3 or there's just guys walking around the gym. Usman goes to the gym. I mean, I don't
Really?
bother them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like hello, friendly hello, that's it. Nothing crazy.
No way, dude. That's so sick.
But he if you go to his page, he posted a recent reel at the gym, so it was pretty cool. But
Wow. And he's referencing Kamaru Usman, Nicholas, who was the former what weight class is he?
yeesh, was it
I
like
can't remember, but he was the champion of the UFC recently.
Wait,
and
was
then
that
he
a
got
fight that we
lost.
was that a fight that we saw at
Light
B-Dubs when
heavyweight.
I
He was a
there
light
with you and
heavyweight.
Joe?
No. That wasn't then. I don't think so. No, because that was the Leon Edwards head kick that knocked him out in the last minute of the round. You weren't there for that. But
Okay.
getting back to it, we talked about the headgear.
My
that's
coach.
incredible.
I'm sorry, my coach is also a pro. He's a professional.
Oh,
Michael
really?
Cescoletto. Yeah, he's actually one of my favorite fighters. Dude's awesome. He's crazy when he fights, bro.
Hell yeah.
So how many fights now? Okay, so you've been amateur boxing now for some time. We saw at the beginning the belt and another plaque you have. What's your record right now, and what are some of your achievements that you've accomplished?
So this is recent. No, man, I'm a new fighter.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, like I said, this is all recent journeys. This whole weight loss thing is recent. Like,
Mhm.
I met my coach, and he's the guy that really changed my life on this. And you got to take one thing serious, and I randomly chose boxing. And since
Yeah.
then, my life has been all about boxing,
That's awesome.
every inch of me. And that happened about 9 months ago.
And what was this belt you fought for here? Like, how did you get yourself in the position to be able to hold this hardware?
Oh, if you win, you get the belt.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So this was at Lights Out Boxing, also in Boynton.
Dude, that's so
Nice.
sick. And
That
that's
is sick,
like,
bro.
is it heavy? Is it like
Yeah, it
actually
is,
it's
man.
got some
Like,
weight
this
to it?
shit-
Oh,
Yeah, bro. And this
That's
other plaque
a
here-
message to all the next fighters right there.
This plaque right here, this is from the military. That was
that's
Nice.
awesome.
What's
That's awesome.
that
Do
for
you-
from being for the military?
my homies made it for me, man. You know, like
Wow.
when you leave your unit, they give you a cool plaque. It was nice.
It's awesome.
Do you carry that belt around like the grocery store and stuff like that? Like, have you?
So
Is it like a puppy? Is it a chick magnet or what?
no, dude, we tried the first day. Like we got the belt. We were like, what if we go out with this tonight? And there's no way we could wrap it around this way, right? So I put it like this weird position, and then there's fur on here, like actual fur. So it was giving me like this. I was like sneezing, and I was like, and then it just didn't go with the outfit. We were like, all right, we tried. If it was a metal, I might have wore it, but it's a fat ass. It's pretty big, bro. And it's
a
heavy.
belt. Yeah.
Like, and it.
That's an accessory, dog.
If it was like my coach, he won the NAWBA belt, so he's best fighter in North America.
Wow.
He won that belt. We went out with him. We took that belt everywhere.
Right.
We went to go eat at the restaurant because that's a belt, brother.
Yeah.
Like you are the best, and he's also the Latin American champ. So because he was a pro, or he was in the Olympics for Argentina.
Yeah. And who?
Marcos
Sorry.
Escudero.
Is that killermachine.team?
Yeah, that's my team.
We'll pull it up here. Yeah, you're in the Instagram profile picture there.
Yeah, so that's this picture, and he's in the middle, Marcos Escudero. If you he doesn't really tag himself, but
Right
maybe
here.
there. Yeah.
That's incredible. Oh my gosh, he looks like a regular dude. I don't know why I expected.
Oh, brother, you should see him in the
Something
ring.
else.
He's a killer. He's a fucking killer, bro.
I bet. I believe it. Oh, I see you wearing the belt like a little side sash. That's what you're trying to do at the club.
Yeah, but we didn't even get to the club. We got out the car. We were like, "Fuck this."
That's funny.
I always love
Yeah.
the irony of like, for instance, like you just said, he looks like a regular dude. Like, can't judge a book by its cover. That Ryan was telling me to listen to this podcast with Andrew Huberman and Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin, he's a guy that music producer, discovered artists like Kanye West, and the list goes on. But he was talking about I lost my thought. Oh yeah, he was talking about how he was at a university, and sometimes like he would see some guy or professor or teacher, I forget the guy's name in specific, but he looked like a homeless man. He had all this hair going all over the place, and he looked all dirty. Little did he know he was the most knowledgeable and smartest guy in the whole room, in the whole building. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who is John Boy Beats?
John Boy Beats. That's my music. That's crazy.
That's your
He
music?
was Future's producers, and I had the pleasure of meeting him in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta trying to be a rapper, dog. And
Really?
I'm a dream chaser, buddy. And
yeah.
You go to Atlanta if you want to be a rapper. You come to Florida if you want to be a boxer. Like, it was cracking. So yeah, he was Future's producer. He helped produce Purple Rain, the album.
Oh, dude, that's
Wow.
And he saw me when I was really fat to like halfway fat, and he's a big dude, so he asked me for some help.
no way.
Yeah, so that's how we got cool. And I have a song with John Boy.
No, I looked at your Instagram. You've got links on there to some of the music.
Yeah.
So I listened to it. It was very good.
Oh,
So
that's
do you
cool,
still do you still partake in making music now?
Oh, bro, I didn't release. I do it for myself. I like it, but I got this
sure.
song called OnlyFans. It's crazy. It's one of my favorite and best songs.
What do you are you ever gonna put it out on YouTube or Apple Music or something?
Maybe not Apple Music
Or
just like
SoundCloud?
SoundCloud, because it's just for me, dog. Like,
Yeah, no, I feel that. If it was, we could put it in the description, But
Oh,
And
I
can
mean, if you
people,
wanna-
can
you
people
wanna-
go to your socials and find that your SoundCloud account?
yeah,
And
it's
stuff.
how do I kind of send it to you? I'll send you my SoundCloud.
yeah, you can send it to us. We'll put it in the description, folks, so you can go check out Abel's music. But dude, that's a creative outlet that's so pure, and that's really you. It's just you expressing yourself on the track, and I think that's
Yeah.
really cool, man.
I'm a lover boy, dog. It's like I do like jazz, hip hop, like Spanish.
Dude, that's sick
that
though,
lover
man.
boy.
It's better to be authentic and do what you do. You know what I mean? Don't
Oh,
try
yeah.
to be any other musician.
I'll publicly do the OnlyFans song because I'm talking about it. So I'll post that tonight.
I love it. Yes, this will come out on Monday. If you want to do it on Monday, and then we could kind of all.
That's
have a
better
nice little
because I
party.
still got some tweaks, and then I'll
Yeah, do
that's
your
good.
tweaks, brother, and we'll do a big thing on Monday, and we'll promote the OnlyFans song.
So go ahead, Ryan.
I want to ask you, through all of this, what sounds like mental strength and all of this dedication to not only boxing but eating right and being healthy, and that takes a lot of discipline, especially in the fight game. What are your guilty pleasures that you just take the edge off a little bit? Is it Twinkies? Is it
Oh, I see.
ho-hos? Is it or is it like, do you go to the movie theaters and get the large popcorn and sit there with a large blue raspberry slushy? That's mine, by the way, but
Yeah, well, I think maybe chocolate.
Dude, you're
but I have a
talking my language.
But I
man.
have a cheat day.
You
So
do.
chocolate, and really I can't eat salt, so the low sodium, but chocolate and like salty French fries.
And why is that? Like, why is salt not agree with what you're doing?
Just pumps out water weight.
Oh, okay, I see.
You ever take some of those salty French fries and dip them in a chocolate milkshake?
Yeah, what's cracking,
Oh,
bro?
what's cracking? You know it's cracking.
Yeah.
Are you a dark chocolate guy or a milk chocolate guy?
Milk
Come
chocolate.
on, lick the guy.
Nah,
Yeah,
all right.
Dark chocolate's like healthy. Milk chocolate's the unhealthy. You want the most unhealthiest shit, like.
I'm a dark chocolate guy.
Oh, man.
I like dark
but
chocolate, but milk
Abel,
chocolate goes.
what are your drinking habits like in regards to like a cheat day?
Well, mentally, 3 weeks out, no drinking.
Yeah.
Just discipline. After my fight, I drink. You know,
Yeah.
I like to party.
You're not drinking beer. You're drinking
No,
that
I
hard
like.
shit.
No, man, I like wine. I like to taste.
Yeah, dude. I'm a big wine guy.
Wow, dude.
Well,
He likes yoga, chocolate, wine. I mean, God, I wish I was still
But
in
nah,
Florida.
I like my beers too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go to a country bar, drink me some beers, brother.
Some
You know?
Murs.
Murs,
Yeah,
some wheat.
but I'm mostly stony, regardless. So
Mm.
Yeah.
there you go. That's my guilty pleasure. I like to smoke.
I say
Yeah.
wine, but actually I don't drink at all. If I did go back to drinking, I would drink wine, but I just don't drink at all. But
Yeah, it's good not to drink, man.
Yeah.
it's
Drinking blows.
poison, bro.
Well, it feels so propagandized that I just feel like I'm doing something like I'm just a sheep if I.
You're
if I drink.
normie if you fucking
Yeah,
are falling into the drinking trap. Like that's advertised on all the televisions on every billboard.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We've already gotten into this deep on this podcast, but we agree.
Yeah, it is a very reoccurring theme, you know, and it just naturally comes up. I mean, just drinking is just we want to let people know, like, fuck that shit.
Yeah,
straight up. Fuck that.
Abel, you had said you're a stony baloney, and what is that like? Are you smoking joints, blunts, bowls? Are you eating with the weed? How do you like? What's your favorite way to take it?
Definitely bowls, man. Just a little bit. I can't smoke a whole joint. Like I say, stony dude. But I'm like I take like one rip and I'm done for the night.
It's all relative, though. I mean, shit. I mean, you know what I mean.
I say stony just because I like stony, but like.
A little bit to someone might be a lot to others, and vice versa. You know, do you ever incorporate your weed smoking with any of your spiritual activities or meditations?
I try not to because at first I did, and I want to make sure it's me and not the drugs.
That's so pure.
For sure, I love that. Yes.
Yeah, because you reach a level where you just feel like you're high. You feel me? So it's like you smoking weed. I feel take no harm to it, but for me personally, I like to know it's me. You know.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. And this is kind of an off the wall question. Just want to get your take on it. Can you get built off of fast food protein? So if you had a very dedicated workout regimen, if you were like hardcore working out, like, you know, say you did all of your boxing workouts, like, but you were eating like McDonald's protein, like burgers and stuff like that. Could you still get muscle mass and could you still get built? I'm
not a nutritionist, but if you eat greens, I think yes.
All right, fuck yeah, I'm in.
Like, yeah, you could do. I mean, that was me before. That's why I was fat. I was working out like a motherfucker, but I wasn't eating right. When I started eating right, that's when I lost like 30 more pounds.
Wow. Okay.
I think that answers your question.
Yeah, it's the nutrition. It's the nutrition. And
go ahead, Ryan.
No, you go, Nick.
Well, I was gonna say back into boxing. So, do you have an upcoming fight? When's your next fight, or what's?
Well, he said it's March 18th.
March 18th. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
That's been that's been like I figured this out like 2 days ago because I was seeing if I was going to do February 18th, and I said no, I need like a week to get my life together.
Yeah. I mean, he's still hungover from getting the belt. I mean, he got time
because boxing takes a lot of time, man, and it's like sometimes you forget to do adult stuff.
Yeah. So if that belt is on the line your next fight, like
no, this is just because I won. This is why this belt is not like my coach's belt where his belt is on the line.
Yeah,
he earned that shit. Like that is he fought his way up. He's ranked. This is just like I won belt. Like it could have been anything else. This so happened to be a belt. I got a trophy the first time.
Got you. Damn, I mean that's fucking solid belt for fucking
They showed out. That's pretty expensive.
Yeah, that's awesome. And can you tell me a little bit about your dancing background? So I see on your Instagram that you've got moves. You're about smooth as peanut butter, dog. And when did you get into dancing?
Damn, bro, you did your research. That's cool. When I was like 19, I realized that these places don't ID you at the bar. These like salsa bachata places. And mind you, I'm in California, so like, fuck it. I used to go to these bars and like drink. I was 19, drinking like at the bar. It was cool.
Nice.
When I was like 21, I just went back and I realized it was a good way to meet women. And then it became like my social life. And then I have a different take on dancing now where like I'm just really good at it. And I used to try to teach it, which that's what I liked. I like being a teacher more,
Right. And so did you got lucky with your dance moves?
yeah, bro. Like these are from the streets, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
What do you? Is there a specific kind of dancing, or is it just whatever you feel? You just move and it just flows. And
bachata is the one I know the most, but I like ballroom dancing, like the waltz, foxtrot, hustle.
Okay,
nice.
Yeah. So.
And going into these, what did you call them? These
socials.
These socials. Your first time at 19 years old. I'm going to equate this kind of back to going to the boxing gym for the first time. Were you intimidated? Did you already kind of have a background in dancing? Were you just going to learn something and meet people?
I was going to drink, brother.
Oh, you were going to drink. That's
like,
right.
I walked into a bar. They didn't ID me. And then it just so happened that they were playing salsa music. So then I went back the next week and I realized this place never IDs me. So,
yeah. And so then you just like, who taught you how to dance?
Like small, they had free classes. They had free classes at like
what?
Before the whole thing starts. They have these free classes. So they also, you guys live. Well, Ryan, Crazy Uncle Mike's on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
they have you just go for free at like 9:30 or something. They just teach you for like an hour.
Sick.
Yeah, so that's how I learned first. Is just random the free classes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just hopping around, and then at one point I stopped caring about the moves and I started feeling it, and that was more natural.
Yeah. That's incredible, man. Now I see you get down. You get down on the dance floor. That's great, man. And obviously you're very fashionable too. A good-looking guy who knows how to throw down on the dance floor. I mean, no wonder these women were obsessed. But no, that's really cool, man. That's fucking awesome. So, I mean, that's kind of what I had on the slate, dude. I had so much fun talking to you, Nick. Is there anything else on the table for A-Rod here?
I think that's it, man. It was great meeting you, Abel. And
same here, Nick. Man, that was cool.
Yeah, dude, this is super fun, Abel, and thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on here and chat with us. I mean, this is a real treat from B-dubs to the interwebs forever. We are forever
entwined. Good luck at your next fight, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope to be back.
We'll go in there and win that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks, bro.
For sure. Everybody out there watching, if you like what we got going on here at More Productions, like, comment, subscribe, send this to everyone, your aunts, your uncles, your best friends, your worst enemies. Send it to everyone because we're spreading good vibes and having a lot of fun over here. Give a round of applause for our man Abel here.
Hey, thank you.
This is incredible. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time, folks. Peace out.
Peace.